Hello and welcome back. Well, that was presumptive of me. Welcome back. Hello and welcome to another episode. Am I calling these things episode? I guess I am now. Of Catalysis. Catalysis is the process where we look at the Catalyst Fund, right? Just for a quick little bit of background. Catalyst is a fund which is a sort of decentralized fund which is within the Cardano ecosystem. So you've got Cardano, the cryptocurrency, right? Or technically Cardano is the machine, right? So the huge network of computers running a consensus algorithm. And they keep sort of adding transactions to the huge database, right, or ledger. And so every time a transaction actually happens, what happens is a fraction of a fee is taken, and it goes directly into a pot, right? A pot which is called the treasury. And so far, the Cardano treasury is actually around 100 million US dollars equivalent of ADA is actually in there. And so what happens is after a while, a little bit of that money is opened up, and sort of basically the community has the opportunity to use it to get projects funded, right? So the community members can be able to put forward a proposal, and and then be able to develop it, over like 6 to 8 weeks. And at the end of that 6 to 8 weeks, having developed it and gotten a whole bunch of feedback and maybe even collaborators, right? Because it's all open source, right? They get to a point where the community then votes, and if they get enough votes, they basically end up getting however much money they said that they needed to actually get the proposal to be realized. And so that's pretty much where, that's pretty much Catalyst in a nutshell. That brings us to here now. So Fund 3 is basically the latest fund that we're close to the end of, right? So now we're entering a phase where reviews are going to be written by community members who volunteered to do so. They will get compensated though for writing these reviews. And then after that, the community will then get to vote, and part of the influence will be the reviews which are written, right, to just kind of help them get some sort of context behind the whole process there. Okay, so the proposals fall into two different categories for this particular fund. So all in all, there's 500,000 US dollars equivalent of ADA available, and there's 250 in each of sort of these two different challenges, right? One is to create an ecosystem, so proposals going towards the ecosystem, and then the other is applications, right? So decentralized applications, which is what we're going to be looking at today. But more specifically, we're going to be looking at the ones which are themed around research and development. So let's just jump into it. Boom. There we go. What slide? There we go. Okay, it's a bit confusing because it's mirrored when I'm looking directly into the camera. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so as you can see on row 1331 here in this Excel sheet is the other two particular. Wait, no. Oh no, this is wrong. There we go. 28 and 29. See, that was a quick mistake that I made just before I went live. So the idea here is we're going to look at these two, the R&D themed ones, and then we'll just kind of give just an overview of it, have a look at the problem and then the solutions, or give some insights behind it, and hopefully you'll be enlightened at the end of this. Right? Okay, cool. Let's jump into quick point I want to make. The link to this Excel sheet is in the description below, and shout out to Danny, aka Crypto Faye, on Twitter and Reddit who put this together. So I basically just made a copy, and I've just been messing around with this copy of his original. So yeah, have a look. There's a link in there, and in there you can be able to go directly into any of these projects. And yeah, so Cardano.ideascale.com is a place where you want to be if you're interested in sort of checking all of this out. Create an account there, and then yeah, you'll be able to actually check out all of these. So let's just jump straight into it. Right, so we're going to be having a look at these in real time, right? So most of these I've not actually had a look at. For example, in particular these two. So yeah, let's have a look. So Matthew Jones proposes Cardano review platform. Problem: there are many proposals in each funding round. It can take a long time to sift through them individually and make an informed decision. I agree, which is why I do these videos, right? Because there's a lot of text. Majority of the form that these proposals take is basically this text format on on the individual's idea scale proposal profile. So yeah, definitely agree. This is a problem that in some way I'm trying to solve with these videos, and as well as I've got a design background, so I'm sort of thinking up some user interface and user experience ways that this whole experience could actually be improved. So yeah, this is definitely a problem. Basically, that's what I'm trying to get at. So the solution: we will provide a detailed review and in-depth analysis of each proposal that we deem worthy of our investigation with expertise insight. Okay, so it's not really a Cardano review platform, it's a Catalyst proposal review platform. Or yeah, it's not really a, well, yeah, because the word platform is like, using it here is a bit, because when you think of platform, you think like YouTube or Facebook, right? There's like a technical and a scale sort of connotation that is associated with it. Excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely a problem. This bit, like I take a little bit of an issue or umbrage with the bit around here, which is each proposal that we deem worthy of our investigation. One of the approaches that I've been taking with this, like even if an application is weak, I think it's worth actually just talking about it and shining a light on it and talking about how it can possibly be improved, or even talking about like, okay, there's a gem of an idea here which hasn't been communicated in the best way, but there's something that this person is trying to get at. Yeah, so like the problem, don't particularly agree with the solution, and actually I'll give a little bit more context as to why I don't particularly agree with this particular approach to implementation. Since Fund 2, as I've been doing these videos, and now in Fund 3 as I'm doing this, it's important to understand that you've got, so the consensus algorithm, this is an analogy of a tree, right? So you've got the tree which has a trunk, and then it has branches and then leaves. This approach is basically saying we're going to be a leaf, right? As opposed to what's important is to actually build a branch so that you can have many other people coming along and being able to solve the same problem that you're solving and creating a diversity of opinion. In the same way I created Cast.live, pretty much anyone, if you have a conversation with me, if you want to, do reviews or do, have a program of whatever, let's have a conversation, and, that can, we can be able to put something together. So that, Cast.live is a branch, it's not a leaf. Well, it has many leaves, but it's fundamentally a branch. So I think solving this problem, it's important to go at it from the branch standpoint. So let's move on to the second one here. There's actually only two, as you saw earlier, so this shouldn't be that long. Yeah, so far we are 10 minutes in. Okay, yeah, this one should be short. So from Martinez, this guy puts in a lot of proposals, and I like it. I like it. It's worth highlighting here. Just because you put an idea forward doesn't particularly mean that you have to be the one who actually like brings it through to fruition, right? You don't have to be the implementer of the idea. So, you know, Martinez here, you know, he's an idea machine. Most likely he's not sort of putting himself forward as a person to implement them, but that's the beauty of it, right? People can sort of come in and slot in and be able to actually create value in, you know, specific bits. This is the beauty of open source and decentralized organizations, I suppose, or just the nature of yeah, sort of approaching things in a decentralized way. And then, you know, soon we're going to actually then be able to have a way to compensate this, right? Just because, you know, you put, you know, the idea forward, then, you know, you'll be able to get a little bit for that. I mean, right now, like, we're really early days, and we haven't quite got there yet, but, you know, I can see us getting there in like 2 years time, right, max. And that's like a really short, sooner than that, but like 2 years, like generously. Anyway, so Martinez proposes scientific research index. Problem: easy way to find, project, and join research. Yeah, okay, so an index for you to be able to have a look at the different scientific research projects that are happening, and then to be able to join it. That sounds really cool and interesting. Yeah. Solution: faster problem resolution, possibility of interdisciplinary involvement in the project. Okay. Yeah, I think there's kind of this problem again where the problem isn't really a problem, it's actually the solution. And yeah, maybe it might be worth messaging Martinez to just kind of like address this thing, because I've noticed it a number of times. But yeah, no, he has good ideas. Just I think it would do him good to actually just be able to improve and understand, okay, you know, problem, like how to better frame a problem as a problem and word it as a problem, and then describe the solution here. Yeah, but I do agree with, you know, bits here in the solution where it says faster problem resolution. Yeah, you know, if you've got a whole bunch of different people addressing the same problem, kind of like what we spoke about earlier with when we were looking into the pharma one with Andre, you know, the drug discovery, like creating a GitHub for R&D, medicine R&D, basically, like discovering diseases and cures for them. Yeah, so faster problem resolution and yeah, collaboration, interdisciplinary collaboration. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Hope you found this somewhat insightful, and yeah, check out the other videos on, you know, the other categories and stuff, and yeah, I'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by.